I'm Denise Cross, and I'm sitting here today with Marianne Shearer, and she's going to run us through some of her products. I'm not sure if any of you know who Marianne is, but she's going to cover all her products and her product range and where it originated from, and very excited to hear more about your range.
I'm going to ask you first before I tell you anything, is why do you eat these products?
Okay, I eat these products because first of all, they're all GMO free, they are gluten free for our health, because our health journey started 12 years ago with you guys and put us on the right track of eating healthy and what it does for our bodies and so forth. So I didn't know what gluten free was. I had no idea. I was a crazy sugar person. And I'm so grateful for the day that I found your products, because even when we did start to eat healthier, it was such a mission to find good ingredients and good healthy foods, which were, you know, GMO free, gluten free, sugar free, most important, but with the good glucose and the good sugar and stuff. And so that is why we eat your products, and we're so grateful for the range, and we love that your range is growing and growing, and there's more interesting stuff coming in all the time. It's very exciting.
Pizza popcorn.
Yes, pizza popcorn rocks.
Yeah, so my journey started, 30 odd years ago. I had health issues. I tell the whole story, so I'm not going to go through it. I tell the whole story in this book, Perfect Health, which you know, of course, which is based on the original book, The Natural Way, which is the best-selling book on health in South Africa, on natural health. And we've sold, I think, close to 250,000, 300,000 copies in the last 20 odd years. So what happened is people wanted to know my story, and then they wanted to know, I said they must eat preservative-free dried fruit, and they'd say, well, where could we get preservative-free dried fruit? Then we found out that they put oil on raisins, for example, just normal chemical, what's the word, just mineral oil, like petroleum-based oils they would use even, and they'd put that on raisins. And so we drove all the way to the farmers in the middle of the Northern Cape, and we found farmers that would produce raisins for us without putting the oil on. And the reason they put the oil on is to stop it sticking together, they say, but it actually preserves it, because no bugs will eat that oil because it's so toxic. It's highly carcinogenic. So we get like our famous, it says Marianne's famous Ronald raisins, which are unbelievably delicious, and they are the ones with the tiny seeds, or classed as seedless. And people absolutely love them. So when people say, what do you mean non-oil raisins? Well, that's what we do. We get them not to put the oil on, because we don't want raisins that cause cancer. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Why would you put toxins into your body? Yes.
So yeah, and then we'd find another farmer who'd sell dates. So we handle this preservative-free dried fruit, and it's grown. We've got things like pineapple that comes from the Eastern Cape, and we've got things like our banana pennies and our banana flatties, which we dry and dehydrate ourselves. And we don't have any of our famous apple rings here. Oh, there's some over here. These are the ones with carabon. Our most delicious ones are the ones with my favorite one, the almonds and cinnamon, and almonds, cinnamon, and honey. That's my absolute favorite one. And then we did that one particularly. People said to us, we love these rings. Can you do them in little bite-sized pieces and put them in something that I can just empty them into my mouth? Because when I take the apple ring and I bite on it, it goes all over the place.
Exactly.
So we listen to our customers, and we keep trying to improve our range and give you what you're needing. People asked for something that was like a potato chip. Well, it was hard to come up with something that was raw, so we came up with our dried tomatoes, and we have a chili and a herb one, but you can just sit and munch these dried tomatoes. They're crisp, so it's like a chip while you're watching a movie.
They are the best. And that dipped in mashed avo.
I know. So nothing has preservatives in, because preservatives cause me to get hives and urticaria. My whole face would swell up, and all this thick mucus in my throat, and I'd be about this far from anaphylactic shock. So, and then my middle daughter would get this this nose that would just run and cause like deep craters in her nostril like this, and it would actually bleed from the acidity of the mucus coming out. So I had to find stuff that was preservative free. Nobody had it, so we started making our own, or started sourcing our own. That's branched out. We have nuts, and we only buy the top 2 grades of nuts. For example, with cashews, you get cashews like 15 grades. Some of them are burnt and horrible, and some of them are raw and they're delicious. So we only sell what we eat. I mean, when I discovered how delicious black beans were, I sourced them because they're really hard to find. You make the best chili, and the recipe's on our website. If you go to maryanns.com, the recipe's there, and you can make the most awesome chili that we ate in Southern California. It's like straight out of like somebody's Mexican recipe.
We made it, and the difference with the black beans compared to just normal beans, total like worlds apart.
I know, it's like a totally, look, you can make it with red beans and butter beans, but it's really simple, and the recipe's there. It's like finely chopped leeks, it's some red pepper, and then of course this is soaked overnight, the previous night, and cooked. It's such a schlep to do that. I tell everybody, soak lots of beans, cook a big pot of beans like this, and then pack it in packets and freeze it. So when you need it, you just pull it out the packet, throw the frozen beans in the packet, and you simmer it. And then we throw some tomato puree in there, and then a bit of chili pesto.
Fantastic.
So over the years, we've got bars. We've got bars made with power bars, which is also known as halva, which is tahini, and dates and raisins. That's the sweetness that comes in there. We've got a lot of carob bars, carob and coconut bar, carob and peanut bar.
Me. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
When I started, I was a total chocoholic, like insane chocolate person. Like I needed to have like 3 slabs a day, and then I was a crazy person to live with. And when I changed my diet,
Join the club.
yes.
You and me both our husbands nearly ran away to Timbuktu just to get away from women.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, all women are crazy.
Sugar makes us crazy.
It's the sugar, guys. Now we're awesome to be around.
And we can eat all natural sugar, and it doesn't do anything to us.
Absolutely.
And we're such nice people.
I know we are. We're wonderful people. Except when we don't get enough sugar in the natural sugar.
And exercise. Yeah.
Oh yeah, exercise, sunlight, all that other good stuff. But what for me, those bars were a lifesaver in the beginning, because as much as I was getting that natural fruit sugars and stuff in, I still needed that chocolatey something. And I was still looking for that. That was the particular sugar I was looking for, and those bars were a lifesaver. But it was like 3 months into changing my diet that I kind of went, I don't actually need this anymore. And then I bought a whole stack, and I didn't know what to do with them. So my husband was enjoying those.
Fantastic. Well, talking of sugar, I got a Turkish lady, a real Turkish lady, to make us Turkish delight. There's maltitol in it, which is like xylitol. If you eat too much of it, you get a bit gassy. But it's actually a great sweet treat for kids as well, or elderly people. Everybody loves Turkish delight. Well, when I was growing up as a kid, my favorite all-time sweet was Turkish delight, that Turkish delight bar covered in chocolate. Chocolate I didn't love really that much, because it wasn't sweet enough for me. But when it had Turkish delight inside, so what we did is we've taken the Turkish delight and we've now dipped it in carob. And now we have these little gems that you pop in your mouth that are unbelievably delicious.
They are amazing.
So we've got carob on apple rings, and we've got carob on our oat bars, and we've got carob over our cashew and date fudge. And people say it tastes like a healthy bar. Right? We've got some amazing things. I just love our food. I mean, we eat everything. We eat our popcorn. We made popcorn because people wanted different types of savory things. So we've got curry popcorn, we've got chili popcorn, we've got pizza flavored popcorn, we've got turmeric popcorn for everybody who's into turmeric. Turmeric and herb salt is like a normal salted popcorn, but it's bright yellow like this as well, so that you can have the benefit of some turmeric. We do things like lentils, but we don't only do lentils. If you go to our website, you'll see the recipes for the most awesome lentil soup you've ever tasted in your life. And we're continually updating that, putting new recipes in it.
Fantastic.
What else? Oh, I've got toilet paper. What are you doing selling toilet paper? Well, I kept getting these rashes and itches down below. And then I started reading a lot about some of the problems that the chlorine bleaches in tampons and in sanitary towels cause. So I remember sourcing these natural tampons, 100% cotton tampons and sanitary towels, and so that you don't go into toxic shock syndrome and end up with all kinds of problems. You can end up with serious candida problems, serious autoimmune problems, just from inserting something into the body or using something in that area that exposes you to chlorine. And I started thinking, well, what about toilet paper? Everybody's using it all day long. And I started investigating, and I found one that's oxygen bleach, which basically they're using the gas, oxygen gas, to bleach the paper. It's made from the waste products that come out of the sugar industry. So sugar has one good purpose: make the most amazing toilet paper. And that's about all it's good for. Don't eat the sugar, use the toilet paper.
Right.
And so we have 2-ply toilet paper, which we tie with a little string like this, so it looks really cute in your bathroom. And we have a single ply, and the single ply is strong. The
Yes.
beauty of this is it's the only toilet paper we can use on our septic tank. We live in a small holding, and normal toilet paper sterilizes the septic tank. That's how shows you how strong the chlorine is.
Yes.
It's sterilizing all the natural bacteria in the septic tank, and then you've got to have them come and pump it out every 5 minutes because you've got a problem. So we can only use this, and it's soft,
It is soft
and
and
it's fantastic. And because it's a strong toilet paper, you use less of it.
Yeah.
So it's a fantastic toilet paper. We also have tissues or wipes. You can use these as hand wipes or tissues.
They're so soft.
They're soft and they're big, but they're not as big as the very big ones that look like a serviette.
Yes.
They're in between, and they're great for wiping your hands, blowing. But you know what the best thing is? If you do get hay fever, if you do get a snotty nose because you haven't eaten as well as you should, and you have to keep blowing your nose doesn't go all red around here, and you don't get any fever blisters because there's no chlorine in here.
Brilliant.
Chlorine upsets your friendly bacteria on your skin, and then you call this imbalance, and then things start to multiply, and the next thing you've got like an infection in a horrible big fever blister or nose that's like encrusted and everything else.
And the normal wipes as well, when you dry your hands, it's like you end up with pieces of stuff
No,
all
you
over
don't
your
with
hands.
this.
You don't with this.
Doesn't disintegrate
No,
like
it
that, and
doesn't.
yet it breaks down really well in the septic
It's
tank.
amazing.
And then we've got, of course, this has been around for many years as our vegetable stock powder. We're actually starting to dry. We've started drying a lot of the ingredients ourselves, like the rosemary comes straight out of the gardens, and get them carrots when we've got carrots, leeks,
Brilliant.
herbs, and there is salt in here. By order, we do make one without salt. Some people want to stock without salt. We'll do that as a special one. I actually need to list it online, so I'm sure it'll be there soon. But this is a great, you can literally take this and stir it in a cup of hot water and you can drink it. It's like the healthiest cup of soup you can get,
It's brilliant
as
stuff.
opposed to the instant stuff
Yes.
that's full of MSG, which can
Yeah.
cause epileptic seizures. MSG is a flavor enhancer, and it makes you want more and more of something. And it's in all the fast foods, and it's in all the stock cubes out there, and the stock powders. It's not in here. We don't have any oils in here. We don't have any sugars added to it. It's just vegetables, salts, and our salt is hand harvested sea salt from the west coast here in the Western Cape. And they don't have any trucks driving it. It's literally hand harvested. It's the same salt that's in our 3 seasonings here.
These are
Our herb
amazing.
salt, our garlic and herb salt, and our seasoning salt, which are the seasoning salts we tell everybody you must have these if you're going to go on the 100 Days to Health. We'll talk about the 100 Days to Health later on.
All I can say is this stuff makes everything taste amazing. Actually, all of this, I could not cook without this. I just couldn't. I'm sorry.
You make the best lentil soup. This is the basis for it. Those 2 products.
Yeah.
And water. And then you can put anything in there.
Yes.
Like my favorite is carrots and baby marrows, and everybody says, "Oh my word, this is like vegetarian chicken soup. It's so delicious."
Yeah.
Meat eaters love it. Everybody just loves it. Somebody once
Just
said to me,
awesome.
they think this is the lentil stew or lentil soup
Yeah.
that Esau sold his birthright for.
We can believe it because it tastes that
Because it was
good.
so delicious. And then recently what we've done the last sort of year or so, we've started making our own peanut butter.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, our peanut butter is made out of giant red skin peanuts. It's not normal. I've tried all the peanuts.
Yes.
You get the little cheap ones, which most people make them out of because it gives you a really cheap peanut butter.
Yeah.
It gets that dryness in your mouth and that sticks in your mouth.
Yeah.
And then what happens is the oil separates. Our oils don't separate like that, or barely separate. There's very little. You might get a little bit on top, but you'll see there's nothing here.
No.
There's nothing here. We have plain peanut butter, which means it's got a touch of flaxseed oil in it. It's got a touch of herb salt in it, and it's got like a half a teaspoon of honey. It just gives it something special. So special you can sit and eat the whole jar of peanut butter.
That's the problem in
But
our
they
house.
are delicious on our flax crackers, which
Yeah.
are not on the table right
Yes.
now. We just didn't have any else bad. Flax
Yeah.
crackers made from flax seeds and our veg stock, for
Yes.
example, are absolutely delicious.
I
can
tried
have
that
it
last night.
supper, and then you put a bit of chili on it, or the chili peanut butter.
Yes.
And we've got a honey and peanut butter mix that children just eat out of the jar, or put that on their rice cakes.
The problem is my child eats it out the jar without the honey. I don't even want to get her started on anything else. It's
And
the
then
peanut
we've got a
butter's
sunflower seed butter,
That stuff
which
is
is very
delicious.
delicious, very high in protein.
Yes.
It's 25% protein. It's higher than meat, chicken, and fish. So if you were to have 2 or 3 teaspoons of this in a day, that's your protein for the day. It's very high in protein.
I was interested to taste that as well because I wasn't sure what it would taste like. I was like, oh, okay, sunflower. And it's so delicious. And my 7-year-old
Ooh,
loves it.
cameraman
So-
brought us the flax
Look at
crackers.
that,
There
the flax
they are.
crackers.
They
Amazing.
are delicious. And
That peanut butter, you've arrived.
you've got your flax cracker with your peanut butter, and you can put honey on it.
Yeah.
You can put apple and tomato on it. I mean, I like eating a light supper, which means I don't want to have anything really cooked. So I'll have flax crackers with avocado and tomato, or flax crackers with peanut butter, or and a glass of carrot juice for my raw food. So there's just lots of stuff there.
But you know what we haven't discussed is your gluten-free. But finish that.
I'm going to finish
your gluten-free
bread. Oh my word! I think we've even got a loaf in the back there. This is our hazelnut spread.
Yes, that's
now anybody who knows hazelnut spread.
Yes.
I won't mention brand names.
Yeah.
We have twice as many hazelnuts. They mention how many hazelnuts they have in theirs. We have more than twice the hazelnuts in ours.
Wow.
We make it with extra virgin coconut oil. Yeah. It is sweetened with honey, and it is to die for. You can just sit it and eat it. If you don't like it in the spreadable form and you want it more like fudge, you just stick it in the fridge, and then it's like a chocolatey, nutty, hazelnut chocolatey. It's like these Swiss chocolates that you get with hazelnut and more the praline, and it's just too delicious.
And the problem in our house is that's like
you can take our apple rings with almonds on it and spread it on there and just like pig out. It's too delicious. Or just put it on a rice cake.
Brilliant idea.
Can our cameraman get us a loaf of bread? Ask them if they've got a loaf of this bread either at the back somewhere that can show us. Yes, we've got various gluten-free baking mixes. We've got gluten-free baking mix for muffins and cakes and scones, and we've got a gluten-free pizza and pancake mix. But this is our pride and joy.
Oh yes.
It is our brown bread mix, and it is a gluten-free bread that makes brown bread, and it is got chia seeds, and it has chickpea flour in it and brown rice flour, and we grind that stuff here. The chia seeds and the brown rice, and then we grind the buckwheat flour, and literally we make this every single week. So it's freshly ground and made every week, and that's why we've actually gone with a network rather than into stores, because the stores will stick it on the shelf and they'll pack it really badly and customers won't even be able to find it.
Exactly.
So what happens is when people buy online, they see the product, they buy it, and they use it within a month. So it is fresh. Our stuff is freshly packed every single week.
Fantastic.
And then we have, oh gosh, we've got so much stuff. I don't even have all of it over here. Let me pop that over there. Oh, pop it over there. We have gluten-free, non-GMO corn chips, and these are to die for. They've been cooked in coconut oil.
I know.
So they really are nice just to eat like that.
You know, and that was a big problem as well for us to source GMO-free corn chips. Because we love corn chips.
So this is the loaf of bread. What we need to do is get a knife, and we can cut it open and show you what the inside of this bread looks like. And it is so easy to make. You're basically adding liquid, you're adding some lemon juice or vinegar, and you're adding a bit of olive oil, and you just mix it all up, you pop it in the pan, you stand it in a spot to let it rise. It rises beautifully because it's got bicarb in it.
And it smells amazing. It smells like real bread, tastes like real bread. I couldn't believe it when my husband made it and I came home. And I'm like, are you sure you didn't just use the normal bread flour? Couldn't believe that it was.
Look at that. It's like
piping
hot brown bread, and you can have avo on that. Oh gosh, look at the steam! Just arrived with a picture.
So stuff is amazing.
Amazing things. We've got hydrating face cream, which is for younger skins, and the nourishing face cream for older skins. It's made with essential oils. It's got a little bit of beeswax, shea butter on it. It is completely natural. And it is what only product that I use on my face. I use the nourishing one because I'm a younger skin. I think you must use the hydrating one.
Yes, yeah.
And then we have natural makeup, which we both got on our faces right now.
Ta-da.
There's mascara, and there's eyeshadows and blushes and foundations, and now you've felt what it feels like on your face.
Feels like there's nothing on my face.
Feels like there's nothing on your face, and I hate makeup.
Yes, me too.
And you can literally sleep in your makeup, and it doesn't make you feel all old and look terrible in the morning. What else? We've got different shampoos. I don't even have all of the shampoos. We've got 3 ranges. We've got one that's got aloe in it, and then we've got, but that's still got a little bit of sodium lauryl sulfate in it, which is not ideal. Some people just want more foam and they can't cope with the fact that these are, but this is the in-between range. It is organic, it is completely natural, but its ingredients are not quite as expensive as the Natural Mente range, which we have as well. Natural Mente is Rolls-Royce. This is the Mercedes-Benz.
Okay.
And this is a fantastic range. And if you go online, it tells you exactly what shampoo to use for your hair. And so this is like your sort of average price of a shampoo that's in your local supermarket. Natural Mente is the price of a good quality shampoo. I say good quality shampoo in a salon, but the good quality shampoos all have parabens in it, they all have sodium lauryl sulfate, and all of that unfortunately promotes cancer. They're cheap and nasty ingredients. That's not in any of our products at all. Our products are natural and organic. They're safe for us to eat, and all 5 of our grandchildren and our 3 daughters. And Mark and I plan to try and live to 120, God willing. And we can feel that as grandparents, we have more energy than our kids, more energy, who eat 80% like we do.
Yes.
And we have way more energy than anybody half our age. Honestly, if I look out there at the people and the problems they're coming with, and it's because we're eating a whole food plant-based diet.
That's right.
Honestly, this is not all of it. We've got so much more, we just can't fit it on the table. But if you go to maryanns.com, you will be able to see the products that we've got. And one of the products I haven't mentioned is that we have our own oils bottle. We have the most amazing oils bottle. They're from the Western Cape. They're amazing quality. Olive oil should have a taste. It should have a peppery taste, or an apple taste, or a freshly grass cut sort of taste. It's got to have a flavor that's indicative of the antioxidants in there. If you have an oil, we also have sunflower oil, and we have flax oil, and we have hemp seed oil. If you put an oil in your mouth and it's completely tasteless, then it's been heated and processed with chemicals, and it's completely carcinogenic in your body. So it's not an ideal thing to do.
Interesting.
All right. So there's so much more. I'm trying to think of what all we've got out there.
The washing powder.
Oh, the washing powder.
The washing
Gosh,
powder
the
is
washing
awesome.
powder. We got to look at the washing powder. The washing powder comes in a bucket like this. It's 2 kilograms. It also comes in a refill that's 10 rand cheaper, so you're not buying the bucket every time. And our washing powder, all you're needing is 1 little spoon. We call it tablespoon. It's 15 grams or 15 mils for a 5 kilogram wash. And that's going to cost you under 2 rand alone. Whereas if you compare it to any other soap powder out there on the marketplace, here in South Africa it's going to cost you over 5 rand alone. And potentially it's going to cost you anything up to 9-10 rand if you're looking for something that's biodegradable and environmentally friendly, which is what ours is. Ours runs out into our gardens, all on the property, and everything grows beautifully.
Awesome.
So
Fantastic.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So really, the easiest thing to do is go online, order the products online, and start using them. And then if you start to tell your friends and family, and they start using it, well, then you can get your products for free, and we're actually paying you to get healthy. And if they tell their friends, and they tell their friends, you can actually retire from your job and stay at home full time. Encourage everybody to get on the 100 Days to Health and use the products, and you could be literally on holiday while everybody else is washing their clothes, washing their hair, washing their dishes. This is our liquid soap. It washes everything in your house.
Yes, that stuff is
It
lovely.
washes your cat, your dog, your dishes, your car without streaking it. Bubble bath. It's safe. And it smells amazing. It smells like
an
orange
farm.
peel. There's no fragrances in any of our products, and it's totally
Like you could drink it.
biodegradable. And in fact, if a child drinks it, they won't poison themselves. They might just get a bit of a runny tummy, but that's all. So, the best thing is to go online and have a look at it, and we'll tell you all more about the 100 days and our loyalty rewards system, where we reward you for using our products and telling your friends, so that you can eat all this food for free and get soap for free and get toilet paper for free. So what's not to like?
Exactly. Let's go and do it. This is awesome. Thank you very, very, very much for sharing all of that awesome information. And now you know where you need to go and get all these amazing ingredients and make some whole food. Oh, the website is
Mary, as in Mary, hyphen, ANNS.com. maryanns.com.
There you go.
Very simple, and when you go on there, you can either shop, but don't shop first. Become an affiliate member,
Yes.
a loyalty rewards member, because you get 9% off all the products anyway. So even if you don't tell your friends, you're going to get 9% back if you spend over
Makes no sense not to go and become a loyalty rewards customer. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, and thank you so much for having all these amazing, and then still introducing this loyalty rewards program. Thank you, Anna. I'm so excited. Thanks, Miriam. Good.
Thank you.
Okay.